Hello, Taurus. I wanted to get on and make a video providing some words of power for you in this day and age. Because a lot of us are walking around in this energy of like a lack of power because of external events, things out of our control, and it really throws us off of our center. As a Taurian, you like to be grounded and you're really at your best when you have a sense of stability and rootedness in your environment. So let's take a look at some cards to see what are some words of encouragement that can help you feel a sense of power within yourself, in your situation, whatever it is. I will be using the Waite deck along with several other oracle decks that I will post in the links below. If a song comes through, I'll post that as well. All right, Taurus, so let's get to it. All right, with the Waite, I've got the Hangman in reverse, and I've got the Ten of Wands. I mean, with this Hangman, I feel like you're at a place where you can move forward after feeling like you were carrying a lot of weight. Maybe you were actually trying to put a lot of work into something. You were trying to build something up, and you may have felt stuck before, but right now you're feeling like you can kind of move on from that or move forward with that. All right. It could be either or. You're either moving on from something that you felt stuck in and that you felt like you put a lot of work and effort into building up, or you can move forward with something that you put a lot of work and effort into bringing into being. Right. So let's keep going and see which one it is, Taurus. Sometimes when we're putting a lot of effort into making something happen and we don't see the results that we're looking for, it makes you feel like it's all for naught. And it makes you feel like you have a sense of you don't have control of your environment. You don't have control of how things play out. And, with a Taurian, you like to be in control. Like to have a sense of groundedness. And when you are working hard to make something happen and it doesn't play out, it can take away your power. It may make you feel less empowered. All right. So we have that you have fellow travelers, support all around you, and that you need to simplify your life. So this could be that you're putting a lot of work into something and not getting a lot of help. And so if you have a lot of people around you who might be, maybe giving you their 2 cents, that is not really helping you, it might be causing more of a burden, that you need to simplify and kind of cut down the amount of input that you might be getting if you're having to incorporate that into what it is that you're doing. That's what I'm seeing here. It could also be that you need to let go of some of the things that you were um, pouring into. Like maybe you were afraid to let go of it because you didn't think that you would get the support to do something different. And this is saying that if you let go of some of these things, it might actually benefit you. All right, let's take a look at the mystical wisdom cards. All right, I've got children. Know that your children are protected and let go and have fun. Okay, so you may, this is turning into like a very specific reading for someone, I believe. And this may have to do with children. You may be putting a lot of work into, raising your children or something along those lines. And, you want to enjoy it. And maybe you felt burdened. Maybe there's somebody telling you that the way that you're wanting to do something or the way that you are raising your children is not like the way that they would do it. And you feel like you have to be extra burdened. You have to be extra like feeling, just honest. You might feel like you need to feel stuck. You may need to feel like it's just you can't live your life. And because this is what people are pushing to you, because that's their belief. But it might be your style to like let go and have fun and enjoy your children and enjoy them, like give them a little bit more freedom. that there's all kinds of like parenting styles and ways of raising children. And with this supporters all around you card, you might be getting a lot of input from people whose opinions are not in alignment with that. And by letting go of some of that, and then just allowing yourself to really enjoy your children the way you want to, that's allowing you to take, the everyday effort that you put into raising your children and reaping the benefits of having the joy of enjoying them and not just viewing them as a burden. The unfortunate reality is a lot of people feel that raising children is a burden, and that it's supposed to be stressful. It's supposed to be all these things. And some people can't stand to have their kids around them for more than, a few hours at a time. And, in the society we live in, it's understandable because we're conditioned that way. Children are seen, not heard. We kind of tuck them away. This reading is done specifically for this day and age, like what might be of power for you now. And currently, in our current events, many people have been given, the shock of a lifetime that, your kids' public school is having you stay at home for weeks on end. So if you're not used to having your kids around, now you're having to find activities, you're having to teach them at home, and not everybody is comfortable with that. And when you start looking out for advice and stuff, you might feel a sense of like an inner critic or something that's popping up about how you're supposed to raise kids, of what their day is supposed to look like, and so on, that might prevent you from just letting go and having fun and making the most of it. If your kids have to be home for several weeks and, all you do is get up and go outside and play for a bit or do something, like they made it through, they enjoyed their time. This is kind of like a once in a lifetime thing. I've never seen this happen in all my years when I was a kid and so on. Like, I've never seen public schools just close down for illness like this and have everybody just stay home. Like, this would have been my dream come true if I was a kid. And, that's the way you can look at it. Like, I don't think your kids are worried about, like, am I going to get through this? Is I'm going to do this? And am I learning every day? Like, no, like, it's already kind of a scary time. You can make it a little bit better by being aware of the fact that there's people all around you in the same situation, with this fellow traveler's card, that are going through the same things. You can find other people that you can kind of connect with. And you can also get some peace in knowing that other people are struggling just as much as you are. So just have fun with it. Let your kids have fun. Let them enjoy the moment of this, because it hopefully it won't happen again, but make lemons into lemonade. Maybe not lemons for them, maybe lemons for you. Taurus, you like your routine to be set. So I feel like this is really kind of throwing you for a loop, because you like things a certain way, and this just kind of makes it not so much. A lot of schools, like, they don't even have routines and schedules. They don't know exactly what they're doing, or they haven't communicated with parents so much yet, but it is coming. Right? I've got, with the mermaid cards, accept heaven's help and helpful person. Ooh, excuse me, my voice cracked. All right. So you may have been in a situation where your routine was kind of getting stagnant, and you may have felt burdened by your routine. Like, maybe stuff was happening to where you felt like you were getting behind on things and it was just becoming overwhelming and you were feeling stuck. But with this sudden change of events, it's kind of like this, this act of God that's kind of opened up this new reality where you can kind of let things go for a little bit. You're being given kind of a break. And there may be somebody in your environment that wants to help you. And you can kind of, think about who that is and see if you can get some advice. It could be a fellow homeschooler, parent that you know of. It could be another parent just in general who may be more used to, they might raise their kids differently than you do. And they might have a different perspective on things than some of the people around you who are kind of giving you that anxiety and making you feel like you're not smart enough. All right, let's take a look at the angels of abundance to see what they have to offer to this. All right, we have let go of guilt. And block out distractions. I also have quiet retreat that wants to come out. So, yeah, this is you feeling guilty about not living up to your own standards that have been kind of influenced by the expectations of people around you who are kind of giving you their 2 cents about how you should do things. This could be conditioned beliefs that you had, that you grew up with about how to raise kids, what a child's day should look like, so on and so forth. And with this sudden thrust out of your element, out of your routine, you might be feeling guilty, like you're not hitting all the markers that you think the kids should be hitting. And like I said, take comfort in knowing that everybody's in this situation. At the time of this video recording, we're going through a global pandemic. These things happen. This is kind of unprecedented for our time period, but just know that doing the best you can is the best thing for your kids, and really allowing yourself to let go and have fun. I feel strongly that, if this is resonating for you and you have children, your kids just want to have fun. Like, this is like a dream come true for them. And they're so excited to just be home, just to even be around you. So even just being in your space, let them play video games for a little bit. Let them go outside and play. And this will give you some time to kind of recalibrate for a few days, because you've got some time. Recalibrate for a few days, kind of get your mind wrapped around the fact that they're going to be there, and then you could come up with a plan for how you want to proceed for the next few days. But in the short term, don't allow it to become a crisis for you, a personal crisis, because you feel guilty that you're not doing everything you're supposed to do, and you're being distracted by not only what's going on in your personal life, the external, especially if you're working. I feel strongly that this person probably has a career. You might have your own career, you might have things that you're doing that are also distracting you from being able to focus on your kids, and you might be tempted to look at them as being the distraction. But I feel like you're being asked to shift this. A lot of places have sent people home, so I feel like this person, if you do work, you may have already been sent home, so you don't have anything to do. Maybe you're supposed to work from home. And so, maybe spend a few days doing that and allowing your children to kind of enjoy these days, a couple days off. And then by that time, many of the districts will have sent out, some work from home stuff that your kids can do. And then you can start to focus on, okay, well, these are the lessons you're supposed to do. We're going to get some more structure and routine, but give them those few days of celebration. All right. And then that'll help you, take a retreat with this quiet retreat card. I feel like this is, kind of remove yourself from what may feel like chaos to you in the moment for a couple days. Do some of your work from home stuff, allow the kids to kind of chill out, and then come back to it. You'll come back refreshed. Okay. It will allow you to wrap your mind around the fact that you are currently in circumstances that you don't have that much control over, but you do have the power over how you respond to it and how you move forward with it. All right, let's take a look at the mystical, the wisdom oracle, not mystical, it's the wisdom oracle. All right, we have between worlds, all right, and new life. Yes, very much in alignment with what we said. So with the between worlds card, you are in between the world where everything is kind of set up. You've got a routine. The kids are at school from 8 to 2 or 3. You're going to work from your time. Maybe they go to an after school program until you pick them up. Whatever your routine is, to now everyone being in the same house with each other for like 21 days. If you're not going out and stuff, then that's a lot of time to spend. And there may not seem like there's any structure, because the structure you relied upon has been kind of pulled from beneath you. And it's kind of a new life, and it's scary. It's not comfortable for you. It's something that you're struggling to transition into. Just know that this is temporary. The idea is that this will not last for a long time, but for the time period that it is, finding your personal centering by knowing that I may not be able to control everything, but I'm going to make the most of this, especially because I'm strongly picking up that you may have felt like you were just working, pouring a lot into something, and still feeling like you weren't doing enough, even when you were feeding into the expectations and ideals of the maybe the beliefs of the people around you. You still felt like that wasn't enough. So now with this, like I said, this event, You can call it fortuitous, you can call it unfortunate. It just depends on how you look at it. You're in a situation where you're being given a chance to kind of let everything go for a bit and recenter. If you look at it as an opportunity to really focus on what's important to you, ask yourself, what is the structure of what I believe? Not so much what other people are contributing to me and telling me that I should believe in, and then causing anxiety and fear and guilt because I can't live up to it, or I'm not doing enough because I could never do enough. What is it that works the best for my family and for me in this moment? Knowing that you're not the only person. So that takes away some of the shame and embarrassment of, struggling in a situation like this. We're all going through that. So this gives you that chance to kind of ask yourself what's the most important to you so that you can get some clarity moving forward, even when they do go back to school. And I feel like that will release some of the burden that you've been feeling and give you a greater sense of peace in your routine. All right. I got focus on the light. I just did a Pisces reading and they got the same card. And I got inner trust from the Sacred Rebels Oracle. So this is saying that this is an opportunity for you to really look at yourself, focus on the light within yourself. What do you believe? And trust yourself enough that if you follow it, to know that if you follow it, it's going to lead you in the right direction. It's going to give you the peace that you need. It's going to be the best structure, the best routine. It's going to be the best way of living for you and your family. All right. And so that'll help you take away some of the power that you've been maybe outsourcing to other people who have been more than happy to feed you what they believe you should be doing, which thereby it cuts you off from doing the thing that's the most comfortable for you, that's most in alignment for you. So focusing on the light, the thing that lights you up, the thing that gives you the most joy, the thing that allows you to kind of let go and have fun, the thing that works best for your family and your situation, and trust yourself enough to follow it. And that will be very successful for you and give you your power back. You'll feel very empowered with that. Okay. All right. And let's do the Peace Oracle. I have 3 that want to come out. We have forgiveness, contemplation, and heart space. So again, with this let go of guilt card that we had earlier, this is about, forgiving yourself for not being who you think you should be. All right. I feel like you might be feeling heavy hearted about it. Like it might actually not just be a sense of like, oh, I have to live up to this because other people say I should, but like you really feel guilty. And it might be due to some, it could be childhood trauma or, some early life situations that make you feel that you should live a certain way. Maybe if you feel like you want your kids to have things that you didn't have. So, I mean, it could be that maybe you didn't come from a stable home life and you want to make sure that your kids' routine is like, immaculate because you could never depend on that yourself. So in this circumstance, I feel like it's saying to forgive yourself. Think about why it is that you're so hard on yourself and forgive yourself for that. And that this could be a very healing time for you, getting this time with your children in this way. I feel like it's saying that your word of power is to turn this time of what might feel like confusion and chaos into a time of letting go, enjoying your children, enjoying your time, and allow it to heal maybe the relationship between you and your children if there may have been some distance. And this will also kind of help to heal some of the emotions that you may have had tied to some experiences you had as a child as well. Okay. All right, Taurus, that was your words of power for today. Thank you for joining me on this video where we are dazed but not confused. I'll see you next time. Bye.